Say I'm home, but I'm sitting out in the car. I just feel antsy. I don't want to be home. So I want to be home, but I don't want to be home. You know, it's not the same. Yeah, I don't know if you can tell it. Yeah, you can tell a little bit. See how my arm's red? Right there. About right there up. It stings a little bit. I get bad. But my goofy butt, I want to make some coffee. I don't want to just go to sleep. I want to stay up. Probably watch TV. It's kind of hard to rush things. There's a lot I got to do, but wasn't sure where to start. And I just, kind of get overwhelmed. And then I thought, well, I want to make a video. So, the video I want to make, I was going to drive about 20 miles. And then there's a little security guard outfit they have that's kind of nice. And I was going to go by there and check on it. But, I don't know if that's what it's meant for me to do. Because I just feel like it's coming. It just hadn't got to me yet. Whatever I'm supposed to be doing. Or opportunity that comes up. Who knows? But the meat of this story, of this video, kind of how I met my wife. Or, what kind of let me know. Because I dated a little bit and never really dated anybody that long. And I met one of my sister's friends, and we dated, and I don't know, I don't think she was mature enough to understand what dating was. And she was doing stuff with other people, and kind of hurt. But then I said, well, maybe this is it. I was just stubborn, just kept, seeing all the red flags. But I said, well, maybe this is normal, because it's kind of new to me. And eventually we broke up. And, her family didn't want me to see her and all this stuff. Well, then I finally moved out. Well, I moved out after that, but I wasn't home when she come by, so I didn't. First year I bought my house. And then I got a roommate. And just things happen. I wasn't trying to be bad, but somehow the girl that he was seeing ended up liking me. And then he ended up moving out, and she would go be with her sister-in-law and have a good time, and I didn't do any of that. And she'd stop by my house, and then I'd take her home next morning. And, it was okay, but not really fulfilling, just kind of companion for the moment, and she cooked me breakfast while I take her home and talk about her dad. And, her son was like 4 years older than me, so, it's kind of weird. And, it kind of fulfilled the void, but not really. It wasn't really a good, a healthy relationship, I guess. It was just something to do. Well, I worked at Walmart, and Crystal, she worked at Subway. And then I got a little job where I was like a QA, so we had to go behind the guys and check the loads because nobody could count anything, and it was costing them all this money for them to put the wrong stuff on the truck. And they wouldn't get on to them, so they hired me and this other guy. Well, we were workers, but they transitioned us to get everybody on board and to start doing the job right because nobody cared. And then the management wouldn't crack down on the people. He just created more tools to try to get them. And, we fuss at him, but he just had to get new people in there. But they had so much work and nobody wanted to work, even back then. Not that type of job. So I met my wife at Subway, and she told me her name and said, this is the code. Call up here and order next time, and I'll know you're legit, because I ordered my food, and she didn't have it ready. She thought I was a prank call. So I was mad when I first met her, and then she told me that, and, that other girl, she got crazy and too busy or something, and then I had my adenoids out or something, my tonsils. And I was, all alone, and I went up the subway, and her daddy and her mom were there, and some guy was trying to hit on her, and they didn't like him, and they were really dissing that guy. But they respected me. I was all clean cut back then, and I started talking to her, and she, so went up there about 2 or 3 times, and she finally told me she didn't share. I told her I was seeing somebody, but it wasn't really serious. And then I guess I had feelings, but it wasn't serious. And then ended up telling the other lady, said, "Hey, I can't see you no more." She said, "I knew this day was going to happen." She didn't care, but she just said all that. But anyway, so we started dating, and we dated like probably almost 2 months before we even did anything. It was really crazy. Went to a friend's house, and we slept on the waterbed and couldn't go to sleep because he didn't have the heat on. So it's like sleeping on an ice bed. And I thought he was on drugs because he started working out at that time. And it was with another guy, and he just full of energy. And it just wasn't like him. And everywhere we went, she bought her family stuff. And she always had a spirit of mercy and, wanted to go Dutch and having a good time, and about 3 weeks after moving with me, she's crazy all get out. I gave me a heart attack the first month we was together. She just cornered me and trying to make me demand how I felt, and it was tough. And then she said something. She had some issues. I didn't know at the time, but we was together, and I asked the Lord before I met her and before all the other stuff. I said, "Send me somebody who's been through a lot that can put up with me," and he did. So I believe she was divine, crazy alone, but I'm crazy too. So it worked out good, and we was together. Like I think when she moved in, it was either first, about the middle of February, but I think we was together about the beginning, but wasn't strong watching watching her nephews and all little babies, and when we get together because she loved babies, and we made a life together, and I miss her so much, but it's the right one, and I'm not ready for nobody. So if anybody, it's only been what, 6 days, so I miss her. It just don't seem real. It seems like anytime I could go in the house or I'll get a phone call but I was there when she passed, so I know it's real, but I don't want to accept it's real. And then every now and then, somehow I get over excess, my tear ducts get overloaded and want to leak or something. I don't know what's wrong with them things. That hardly ever happens. And it's kind of crazy. I'm getting my appetite back, and I feel better. And the kids are they're going through the different stages of grief. I think everybody deals with it different. Everybody's had to go through this. I'm sorry for everybody that's already went through it. They know what I'm talking about. Sorry for people who are going to go through it, because it's a doozy, buddy. Losing somebody you love, a spouse in this case. But, we're making the best of it. And I know I need to do something, but I want to make my life meaningful if I can. Maybe I got all these new age ideas in my head because nobody wants to do the 9 to 5, and money, it's nice to have, I guess, but it's not worth anything. It's in my opinion, Jesus, God, I believe, the Holy Spirit, that's above everything. But besides that, the love, people that love you, surround you with people that love you and not that don't, that gets you through things. That means a lot. It's everything. It's more than all the money in the world. You have all the money in the world, and everybody's got a limited time. You have the guy richest world in the world and 80, and he's driven by success, but he don't really have the love. Maybe you don't need it. Some people wire different. And then you got somebody that's dirt poor, but they got love from family and friends, and that person's more rich. So when they lose that love asset, that's a valuable asset they lost, and get it back, one day. But I just, I guess I'll go in the house. I got me some, I got those Rice Krispie peanut butter treats, sour cream and onion potato chips, and a coffee. Where I tried, it was red. You can see the red now. And it was weak. When I made the coffee, it was weak. I was going to make like when I make a lot. So I pulled the coffee thing out. It was that much full of hot water. So I was trying to see if there's a hole in the grounds where it's going through and making it weaker than normal. And that water splashed up on my arm, and I dropped it, and my son helped me get it up. Pretty much got it up, and I bought him a gallon of milk so he could eat some of the cereal we got. That little bit of stuff at the Dollar General was $27. Got some snacks, some potato chips, gallon of milk, and 4 of those Dunkin' Creamers I like. Woo! I'm ready for inflation to end. And I just feel like I'm, what to do. And then I got all the stuff I can do, but what I do, what would be fulfilling? Because I'm older, so you got that ageism stuff, and I don't really have any friends that are working in businesses and stuff that, maybe I don't think I'm ready to work for at least probably 2 weeks. Besides, the weekend job was okay. I do fire watch, and I was down there by myself, and, had the water and all that. So that's probably what activated my tear ducts, and it wasn't bad. It's just, you get to thinking about all this stuff, and then, sometime watching old videos of her, I know it's a blessing to have that, but it's healing and pain at the same time, like, no pain, no gain, kind of like working out. It's kind of like working out, I guess, because you, get all teary-eyed. My daughter's been doing it. She's been watching all kind of videos she had and kind of boo-hooing. And my son, I think he's probably been a little bit like me, and but he's able to kind of keep himself busy a little bit with his stuff. But he fills the void, and it's rough. He told me I better be here 10 years, so I got 9 years and 55 weeks in a day, and then I can go. Just kidding. Try to be here longer. I was asking a guy today, he had a heart attack, and he said he used to drink coffee, and he had to cut the cholesterol and all that down, and so you always got to fight to be healthy. I want to start walking, and I was gonna go just like today. I wanted to go to the park, make the video, and I said, well, if I drive all the way over there, I ain't gonna have 30 minutes. People gonna be looking, and I thought the dogs would be barking real bad. But I can walk around the yard here, if I get tired, I can quit. If I'm on a trek somewhere, it might be hard. But my phone says my steadiness is increased. And I got my wife's phone. I got to get all the pictures off, and then I can make some kind of cool videos where I can do a dual screen and overlap them, because now I got 2 phones to shoot that are pretty good. And, so I got opportunities for there, and YouTube's growing. I'm kind of surprised, but it's cool. All you new folks here, all you old folks, and I'm doing okay. It's just going through it. I'm looking at the grass. It's funny. It's like, I'm hard headed, and I don't take clues well. So I was never able to, I'm like clueless. Like, my wife tried to do that. You better figure out what I'm thinking, and it ain't gonna happen. I said, if you don't want me to do it, don't tell me. If you want something done, you better tell me, and tell me quite a few times. So, now the grass is kind of getting tall, and it ain't bad, but, where the truck was parked, it was bad, because that's like the original grass. But the other grass is kind of growing, so, I got to change that lawnmower blade. I need to do that. That'll take up a bunch of time, and go get me a new blade for the little push mower and get out here with the riding mower. And I can cut most of it. You're going to think it's funny. I bought the mower. I've only cut the grass maybe 4 times in 4 years. But the reason I cut it this last time, my wife said, if you don't get out, she was real sick, and but she would have done it. She probably would have fell off the lawnmower, passed out. But, I went out there and got out there before she had to get out there. You don't cut the grass, I'm going to get out there and cut it. She told everybody. She get mad. She tell my daughter and her mom, and they'd all, well, mom wouldn't, but my daughter would send me a text. Why'd you do that, mommy? So they'd all gay up on me, beat up on me. So, now they're not beating up on me as much. I just took, or my daughter cooked a couple meals, her little dishes. She said, I need those. Because I got off work today and I went and I've got 2 days in a row, small chicken and broccoli. And number one at Exit 5. And they're better now. When they first took over, they wasn't that good. They were putting too much juice and all, but about a year later, now they're good. So I went there and they got snow peas, and I went to my daughter. I didn't want to eat from my son because I didn't want, embarrass him. There's plenty of food still in the house. And then we got to paint this deck out here that they gave us. I hate to let it go because I might need it one day. But father-in-law said maybe spring, get it, that way. It's supposed to take 6 months, but then it's going to be colder than 60 degrees. So said probably by next spring, probably enough time for it to dry out, and then you won't seal all the water inside it when you do it. And hopefully get it done by then. I feel like I should do something, but it's hard. I got all our stuff. A lot of people want to help. I'm not really ready. I don't know if I should just go back to work or deal with that. Go back to work seems easy, and then I can just put it off. But I put off that room in there when my son moved in, and all that stuff got thrown away. So, if you put off stuff, it's going to cost you money. Then I got to still deal with the funeral home. And the insurance. They might even contest the bill and not even want to pay it. So then I might have to pay a monthly fee till I get it paid off. And that'd be sad. They'll be holding their ashes till then. But hopefully the insurance will come through, and then that'll give me a little breather, figure out what to do. Thought about teaching the kids, and, a lot of things I'd be able to talk to my wife. Like my dad died in 2017. I'd like to pick up the phone and call him, but can't. I thank the Lord I still got my mother. She's 78, and I talked to her, and, she prays for me, and all you guys praying for me, and my mom's friends and people on here. And then Saturday I told a guy about my wife, and only a few people knew, and they got me a card today. I got a little short, and another guy didn't have a chance to sign it, but he said, man, where's your card? I want to sign it. So he signed it, and that I work with, and that means more than all the money in the world, because just don't really care right now. I just want to be able to get out of bed and walk around, and don't really have any lavish desires. We're just gonna go on vacation, but I don't want to go in another room and just sit there, or go around by myself and just look at new things, not right now. I mean, I like that, but you kind of look at it like, well, I'm spending all this money for that, and I canceled TV, but, I got plenty of stuff. I'm only on season 2 of, I think it's called Supernatural. 15 seasons left of that, so that'd take probably a year to watch. And I can always make YouTube, watch YouTube. Enjoy that. Enjoy these Rice Krispie peanut bars. I got these today. Chocolate peanut butter Rice Krispie treats. Try these. Those are dangerously good. You're gonna eat one of them. You know, the dog, and just what do you do? What do you do? Just feel kind of like, I don't know, just like I don't know, you can't describe it good because it changes. It's like a roller coaster of emotions. You're feeling this way, that way, and then they're mixed and then they're cut and divided and multiplied and square rooted and then divided, multiplied, square rooted, and it's a mixed up mess, I tell you. Then you kind of going along and making it so somebody says, "You all right? How you doing?" And you're like, "Oh man." I said, "Not too good. My wife passed." I mean, it'd be, most time, you just say, no matter what's going on, you just say, "Well, I'm all right," but you're not. But I don't know I think I'm all right, but it's the pi divided plus minus multiplied emotions is kind of what gets you. And then my arm's kind of sensitive now, so I don't know what that's going to happen. That coffee's awful hot, but at least it was an $8 coffee pot. It's like 10 or 12 now. Coffee pots didn't go up that much. Everything else doubled. The gas $1.79 to $3.04, so it's about double. But the coffee pot, I guess nobody's going to drink coffee. You raise the price of that. So they had to keep the coffee pot down. They probably raised the coffee. So coffee hurts when it's hot. But yeah, man, it's beautiful out here. And then I seen that vision, which really helped. And I think it's a vision. But this weekend it was so hard to stay awake, but I fought it, stayed awake, and now I can't sleep. But I want to do something. I want to do something kind of cool. There's all kind of stuff. There's a pharmacy rep. You got to pass the thing, get that. But then whatever I do, I want to keep my beard. So I would love to do YouTube. And if it keeps growing, that might be a dream come true. Plus, I got all my wife's stuff on here, and I try not to do anything against the guidelines and be positive. Try to live long so I can live long and do YouTube and prosper. And, my mom gets a kick out of it. She don't have enough memory to subscribe to me, so I keep wondering, "Mama, do you subscribe?" She said, "No." She watches most of my videos, but she won't subscribe to me because she don't have enough memory. But it's crazy on my cell phone. I was on my mom's plan, and it was like 161. I was paying $17 per phone. So I'm going to cancel my wife's phone. And then once I get them paid off, 161 down to one phone once it's paid off. And it's only going to cost me $26 and something a month by May. That is insane what the phones cost you. It's like two little cars in your pocket. Then you got to worry about the windshield all the time, the screen protector, which won't have to stay on, but it makes good videos. That's what I like. I like doing the videos and YouTube and try to figure out some other stuff to do. But yeah, man, I think I covered it. If I didn't, if you follow me and basically my wife, how I know the Lord sent my wife, He did. And that's basically it. Because, you had a little girlfriend, a young girlfriend, an old girlfriend, and then my wife, the perfect wife. And what's so strange, which is a blessing, and I hope it stays that way, but, her family is, her mom and sister and all are telling me, "Hey, we're family." And you know, uh, I wasn't expecting that. I figured, once my wife passed, they would kind of fade on, and wouldn't really care what happened to me anymore. And, they're telling me, hey, maybe come up, see us sometime. So, like I said, man, love is worth more than gold. And, that, that gets you teary eyed too. It's like, wow, that, they'd actually, want to have your company when you thought the main purpose was your wife, and then they're willing to let you come around too. And, it's really sweet. It's really sweet. I really appreciate it. So, this area, just as beautiful to me as the lake anyway. And it's private. It's just me out here with the dog over there. Probably some squirrels hiding around somewhere. And I drove the car today, a Nissan with the no air conditioning. And, these cars sound like me, creaking and groaning. But it's still getting around. I got to keep the motor running and, the seals, and move it so the tires don't get flat and all that. And both cars I can make phone calls through, which is awesome. And I can still haul my trash off. I was going to haul some trash. I was going to get all industrious and motivating. I said, well, I eat my chicken and broccoli, and then I went by my daughters and got to see the grandbabies, and, the little one, the youngest one with a little cutie pie, and he's hitting my stomach and throwing stuff, so now he's starting to get a little mean butt. He ain't even 2 yet. He's fixing to go to Terrible Twos. And I was like, man, you were so good. You were such a good little baby. So I might have to watch out. I won't go over there and get beat up when they're going through that age. But, I try as much as I can, because it's, I said, love the family. And then I took some dishes of my daughter. She lives right by the Dollar General, and I got my creamer and my son a gallon of milk, these little 2 snacks, and he come out there, Papa, Papa. He wanted to see me, and I waved at him, and, in my heart, I love both my grandchildren. They special, and they're miracles, all babies miracles. But to have children, before I got my wife, her first marriage, she lost a baby. A lot of stress and real rough marriage. And then when she got with me, she became diabetic, and she had a condition where she had cysts on her ovaries. So without medicine, she would have never ovulated. We would have never had children. So our children were planned very viciously. I had to get tested. And my wife got tested, and they said, you can have 12 youngins. I don't know what we done then. I'd probably working. I'd worked forever. I'd been sleeping, doing sleep tests and everything, trying to make money to support 12 youngins. Maybe we'd had a reality show. We'd had to hire people to help change diapers all day, keep them running in and everything. But luckily we just had one. And then her lungs were louder than everybody. My little daughter, and, she'll be 25. So beautiful, beautiful daughter. My wife lived a lot longer than, she had extra days in her life, and she lived a lot longer than she probably was supposed to. And this time I thought she was going to do it again, but it just wasn't meant to be. But, then I got my son, the youngest, he's my baby, and then they're both adults now. And as soon as I get money, I'm going to pay for my, what do you call it? My cremation. They ain't going to give my kids a hard time. Well, your insurance ain't going to pay. You're going to have to take out a payday loan. Predatory money grab. At least they won't have that. I'm gonna try to, and instead of having like death folder, I'm gonna say daddy went to heaven folder. Try to put comical stuff in there like that, and hopefully I can tie the YouTube channel into it somehow, where they keep the channel up. And then even if they don't watch it, because they never really wanted to listen to me because I talk too much, but they might want to watch it, or the grandkids might want to watch it, or somebody else might help somebody with something going on, because there's always something going on. And kind of where I work at, they just now had a layoff of some employees, and I've been there. June was 2 years, so it's what, July, August, almost September. So like 2 years and 3 months. So I've had this little weekend job, and it's nice. You got to get early in the morning, but it's nice. You do the job, and a lot of things happen where I thought I might not be there anymore, but I just keep going back to work. But things could happen when they get rid of us. It'll be crazy company-wise, because we just get an hourly pay, and we're temp. So they don't pay. I mean, I know they pay the temp service probably $2 or $3 for every hour we work, but they don't pay. I've had full-time jobs that have benefits, and they pay about $20,000 per employee. So if you make 40, really you cost 60 because of your insurance. They have to pay part of that, and whatever your 401k, the percentage, and all this other stuff that you do. They had to pay a lot to have employees, but they make a lot of money, but it gets really high up there. But with us, they just pay us the hourly, and that's it. They don't have to worry about that. So really, we're cheaper as a contractor than a full-time employee. But this depends on what they want to do. But it's kind of interesting. They got a good plan there, and they've been there, and they know what they're doing. So I think they'll ride the waves, and it could be just an election year. Or, the prices of everything's going up and down, and can't be the only industry that's doing it. A lot of industries are having the same issue. So, and then I seen an ad. If anybody knows who Elon Musk is in the future or the past or whatever, he's wanting to pay. Somebody said it's $200 something thousand, but you hush. But you pretty much got to be an engineer and all this experience. But you can do remote, and your training, I believe I understood it right. You can look it up, but you're training like his artificial robots to train them remotely, which is pretty awesome. So, they're going to have these robots running around doing all these labor jobs. So once people don't work anymore, and they say there's an abundance of everything, it probably won't happen in my lifetime, what are people going to do to stay busy? What are they going to do to earn their income, or how bad will it be before you can't get anything? Because now you can steal stuff and don't go to jail, certain cities. So they just going to let people do everything, and as long as they don't, take somebody out, who knows? Get in there and get your apples. There ain't no telling how it's going to be. I think we'll just have to keep working just to keep us from having too much time on our hands, because having a lot of times on your hands can drive you crazy, especially if you don't have nobody to keep you in check, But yeah, man, kind of good video. Share that food, chicken and broccoli. Chicken and broccoli. Kind of chilling out. Keep posting anyway, no matter what it is. It's kind of goes with everything, the vlog. So, a lot of these long videos are real long, but hopefully I can do the memorial. I don't know if I'll post it. Just depends, because, I don't know. But it'd be kind of nice to be able to go back and watch that. And I don't know if anybody recorded. I'm going to try to do, I got to get off my butt. I only got like 3 weeks. I want to do like 200 words and just honor my wife, and, You know, they'll be saying all kind of stuff, but a lot longer. And hopefully my little 200-word speech, and then just say that, kind of give a smile to my wife and go on, because it's something else. Something else. Just trying to, all kind of stuff you do, just like you don't want to do nothing. You want to do something, you won't want to do nothing. You're like a magnet. Woo, woo, woo. But, you know, stuff's got to be done, so you need to do that. You know, you need to cut the grass. Even though in October it quit growing, so technically I could let it grow about 2 or 3 feet and not worry about it till March. But, you know, then it might be those bugs in it, or fire ants, or we get these little briar things. If you ain't careful, they grow and they might spread, and you got to have shoes on out in the yard, or it hurts. You wear flip-flops and don't step on the flip-flop right, even with socks with flip-flops. You step on one of them things, it hurts. Or it comes off and lands on the floor and you walk barefooted. Ow! Not as bad as a hot coffee, but close. But on your feet. But anyway, just trying to enjoy the beauty. You can hear stuff off in the distance, but it's just so quiet and peaceful right now. So I need to enjoy that too, you know, just be grateful for what I have and still here. I don't know how I'm going to do the walking thing, but I got a big enough trail right here in front of the house. You know, if I don't step in a hole, that's the only thing I'm worried about, stepping in a hole. So a track usually don't have holes in it. And, you know, you get kind of see people like, there's still people in the world. So, you know, you're not like the only man left on earth or whatever. My son's a homebody. He don't want to leave at all. And he's taking pretty hard. He's taking bereavement. So he's dealing with it, but he just, I try to tell him I love him and all, you know, let him know, hey, bringing in the world from me to him, so at least he has that little interaction. But I love all y'all. Thank y'all for y'all's support, and hope whatever y'all going through, you make it and you can do it, you know. And who knows, there might be stuff to come up, or with that Atlanta stuff, or you never know. It'd be interesting. They said they'll take anybody. I'll do it, you know. Can't hurt. As long as it don't cost as much money to get up there, that's the thing, you know. If it costs $150, you only make $200. Well, you know, that might not be worth only making $50. And the wear and tear on the car and all, so it'd be better to do DoorDash. And DoorDash for me, I barely made enough to put gas in the car, and maybe $20. I didn't do it all day. I did like a couple hours till it died, and I do it like at night. But just trying to, and then some traffic, some place you go like to get the chicken and broccoli, I'm gonna try to put that in here and put it short too. They had 5 cars along the store. It's crazy. It's like, I had to park in front of the store, but everybody else parked in front. So I had to go park in this parking space. 5 cars parked in front of the store. 6, one down there. They don't give you a ticket here if you do it. That area, they don't know how to use the parking lot. They park at the store, and they think it's first curb service. And if they hadn't have been there, I would have parked up there. But they had too many of them. So I had to park in the parking lot. I could have waited, I guess one of them moved, but I was in a hurry. So I wobbled on up there, and you got to watch cars flying through there, and then I made it. So I survived the marathon, but I would have parked in front of the store too. So I'm mad because I couldn't. Yep. So, you know, I know it's a crazy video. You watch this, thank you. Hope y'all doing good. And I had a lot of old videos on TikTok, so I guess I might start doing some crazy stuff on TikTok too. But I have no idea. I've seen some creators a lot. They'll go and disappear, and hey, what happened to you? But I didn't get to hear this story. So that's kind of cool. But they were getting paid. They got famous. And I'm just doing my own little thing, chilling out, trying to think about cutting this grass, and I don't want to do it. Take the trash off, cut the grass. But y'all have a good one, and thank y'all for watching.